So I wanted to make this video about death tax in the UK. I think many people around the world are very surprised when I tell them, and they don't seem to know that we have this thing called inheritance tax, which is a pretty word for death tax. So basically, when you die, the government takes 40% of everything that you leave behind. So they do an estimate of what's your house worth, what are the contents worth, what are your clothes worth, everything. So throughout your life, you earn money, you pay tax. In the UK, it's roughly on average about 40%. And you buy all these things on which you pay 20% value-added tax, VAT. So you pay 40% on your salary, you pay 20% again on the things you buy. So kind of you've paid 60% tax on everything anyway. Then you've bought everything, you own it. When you die, the government says, no, we need to take more. They take 40% of that. So let me put this into context. You're a family of 4, you have 2 young children, 10 years old and 12 years old. The parents die in a car crash. What happens? The government says, right, so the kids have now been left behind. They have inherited the house and they have inherited everything that's in the house. We need to take tax. So they will take 40% of everything. So they will come and say, okay, how much is this lamp? How much is this phone? How much is, your air conditioner, your TV, your car, your house, everything. They put a value to it and then they say you have to pay 40% of that to the government. When you pay 40% of that, you either are very wealthy and you have that much cash sitting in the bank, which of course is also taxed. So you need to have a lot of cash to have a subset of that to pay the 40%. But if you don't, you're a child, your parents have just died, and now you'll become homeless because you have to sell your house and the belongings in it to someone and give 40% to the government and then live in a smaller place or a different place. Is that fair? I don't think it's fair. I think it's a very corrupt system created by the left-wing party, I'm sure. I don't know who created it, but I'm very positive that it must be the left-wing party because they somehow believe that that's the only way you can normalize everything and you can give everyone an equal start. Well, what they are doing is they are alienating people from putting their money in the UK. If I was wealthy and if I had children and if I was going to leave money, I would find every possible way of protecting this because I have worked hard all my life and I paid taxes to earn that money. And now when I die, I want my children to have it. And I don't believe in the BS that the society has created to say that just because your parents were wealthy, you should not be born in wealth and all that. Why? Your parents were good looking. They gave you good looks. I want that equalized and normalized. I want all the good looking people to be made ugly or average. Same thing for all those people who were smart. Why is it that the smart parents have passed on their smart DNA to their kids? I want them to be made stupid. Same thing goes for all the people who've passed on the strength and power and amazing abilities to their children so they're athletes and they're strong, because no, that's not equality. When it's passed on, I want their legs cut off, their kneecaps removed, because I want them to be like others. This is all BS created by the left wing to make sure that they can feel good about themselves and say, oh, we're doing something to help the poor. You're not doing anything to help the poor. You're just lining your own pockets, because I don't see any examples of any left-wing party, politician, ruler around the world doing anything good, because communism only brings pain, poverty, and suffering. Capitalism isn't the best, but at least it's better when you have two evils and you don't have a choice because we don't have any other system. So that was a little bit about the death tax in the UK. Hope you found this video informative. Until the next one.